Yes, fellas, what's going on? Back again. Um, let's get right into this now. The first game, Game 7, just finished. The Bucks absolutely went ice cold and they got eliminated. So we will have a new champion. It's official and confirmed as the Boston Celtics beat them and advanced the Eastern Conference Final. My bad, to play the Miami Heat. But um, even though it was a great performance, there was a complete blowout, which is, even though it's a game seven, you want to see the game seven be close just for entertainment purposes. But Boston didn't want that, especially who it was? It was Grant Williams, yes, who had 27 points, most of his career. Made seven threes, which tied the most in a game seven ever. I don't know who the other guy is, but actually, no, I don't even know. But whoever it is, he tied the record with seven threes in this game, 7-18 shooting, and he did exactly what the Bucks could not, which was shoot the basketball. Brandon.
Yeah, bro. I can't. All I need you to look at in the box score is three names: Wes Matthews, Grayson Allen, and Pat Connaughton, who went 2 for 17 from the field. I think combined they also went 0 of 12 from 3. You are not beating anybody with that shit. You are not beating anybody with that.
Yeah, it's. I think you tweeted they should all be ashamed of themselves because you're not gonna do anything with that kind of shooting. It's a lottery team shooting. I think that's what you get. I think that's your tweet.
I said lottery team shooting. I literally said lottery team shooting.
Yeah, I saw your tweet that was like lottery team shooting, and that's exactly what it is. You can't do anything and reach anywhere with that. And this is kind of like the bad thing about the Bucks win the ring last year. I say bad thing. I mean, if you win a ring, you're not really gonna see any bad thing come from it. But the bad thing was they kept Coach Budenholzer, and his lack of adjustments clearly played a big factor in the game today because they started off and they dared all of Boston's shooters to beat them in shooting, and they were. It was mainly Grant Williams, but they still were. Jason Tatum had 5 threes. Jaylen Brown had 2.
Percent as well.
Yeah, Peyton Pritchard even had 4 threes. So the defense from the Bucks dared the Celtics to shoot and make their threes, and they did. And when they did, the Bucks didn't have an answer because they could make their threes either. They finished with 433 shooting total from 3. That is
Chip, listen to this. Peyton Pritchard made the same number of threes as the entire Bucks team.
That is disgusting. You're not gonna do anything with that.
You're not gonna. Oh, I just found out. It's Marcus Morris Sr. and Steph Curry who have the most threes in a game 7. And Grant Williams tied that today.
That's mad. Nazzy Morris twin us with the Heat, right? I can't remember. I don't know which one we have. We have the worst one.
No, you have Markeith.
Right, yeah, we have the worst one. I know we have the worst one. The better one plays in the Clippers. I know that. Yeah, okay.
I'm not surprised Steph is there, to be honest.
Yeah, me too. I was gonna say Steph at first, but I top of my head I can't remember them going to much game 7s. I know they went to 2 in 2016 the finals and the Western Conference Finals. I can't remember those performances, but that's beside the point. But I think another huge miss for Milwaukee obviously was Chris Middleton. He clearly missed. He's not really an efficient shooter, but he is a guy that can make his threes. He can make at least more than 4 in a game 7 go home situation.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people gonna be raining down some slander on Giannis, which I don't really understand, because don't let this game 7 performance fool all you. Giannis is still the best player in the league by far. Don't get tired. He finished with only 25 points, but he still finished with 20 rebounds and 9 assists, 2 steals and a block.
Yeah, I think it's also, there's also a stat where Giannis has the only 200, 150 playoff. Yeah, look at here. The first ever 200 points, 100 rebound, and 50 assist series in the history of the NBA.
Man.
And that is just crazy. And he lost.
Yeah,
that's just exactly how dominant he was in the series, and he still lost.
Yeah, that's mad. It kind of reminds me a little bit of LeBron versus the Celtics team back in 2018, where LeBron literally had no help, and this is what Giannis went through. He had no help. Because, this number 2 guy, Drew Holiday, he finished with 21 points, which is good. When you look at the efficiency, it's not good. 9 of 21, 0 of 6, 3 or 4 from the line. That's not good. So, the Chris Middleton thing was a really big miss. And, I just think Giannis just kind of ran out of steam, and he, like I said, no help whatsoever. Because
Yeah, and when the Bucks, sorry, go ahead.
now I was gonna say too, because the way for Giannis to perform the best is when you space the floor for him and just let him run through who's ever in the paint and just slam it to him. And when the shooter's not making the shots, the Boston defense can stick together and clog the paint, like we've seen. I think this is the third or fourth time now. The Heat did it in the bubble. The Raptors did it when they had Kawhi. I think somebody else did it too, but it didn't work too well. And while the Celtics kind of did it in this game, where they just kind of smothered the paint and just wasn't letting Giannis through.
Literally gonna say the same thing. Like if the threes aren't falling for the Bucks, Giannis has less space to work with, and it just makes the game much harder for him. And his team really let him down today. I mean, he himself wasn't very efficient, but when you have 25 points, 20 rebounds and 9 assists, I mean, somebody has to join the party with him, and nobody did.
Yeah, it's sad to see, but this kind of raises another question. So, what do the Bucks do from here now? Do they trade Drew Holiday and Grayson Allen and those quote unquote shooters, or do they just fire the coach, or do they just keep everything the same and just run it back?
Yeah, I'm at a loss for that as well, because I don't know what the solution is. I mean, like it's easy to say, is it really that Middleton not being there was such a big loss and everybody is underrated how impactful Chris Middleton has been to the Bucks over the past few seasons? Is it that they need better role players? Is it that Coach Bud he got lucky in the last one and he just doesn't have it every year to come out and win a championship? So I really don't know. What do you think? I'm not sure where they go from here.
I think it's kind of simple, to be honest. You fire Bud. I don't know who's out there on the coaching market trade to get, but it can't be much worse than Coach Budenholzer right now, because people forget before they won that ring last year, everybody was calling for his head because of how terrible his coaching has been the past 2-3 seasons before that. So that's why I say it was kind of bad that they won the ring, because they kept him on as a coach and it would have come back to bite them, and it kind of did in this series. So I think first things first is you trade him. You fire him. Second thing, you maybe package like two of these shooters, probably like I don't even know, look at the whole team here. You don't really have much trade assets. Maybe Grayson Allen and Wesley Matthews for like somebody, and like a first round pick to somebody. The only good shooter I could think of on the market right now is this guy
John Wall?
No, Jesus Christ, no. Who's the guy that played for the Kings and he got traded to Indiana?
Tyrese Halliburton?
No, not him. The other one. Buddy Hield. Yeah, that's the guy I was thinking about. Yeah, that's the only good shooter I could think of that's tradable right now. So maybe you package two of them with like a first or a second or 2 first round picks and get Buddy, because I know he's a lethal efficient shooter. But other than that, I think that's really the big changes the Bucks need to make.
Yeah, I think it's also like it's easier to look at the players that they will definitely keep. So Giannis is staying for sure. Brook Lopez I think will stay. Yeah. I think Drew will stay as well, because Drew, like, even though he's not great all the time offensively, he's an excellent defender.
His defense makes it fit.
You have to keep Bobby Portis, and I think it was really bad at Bobby Portis when he played 22 minutes. I think he should have played at least 30.
Yeah.
And that's just me. I mean, Pat Connaughton played 32 minutes. I don't know why he played 32 minutes, to be honest. But I think there's going to be a lot of shuffling around. I don't realize that Ibaka didn't play. I didn't realize that he didn't play.
I forgot he was on the roster. I only now look at it not too long. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot he's like on the roster. But I think he's kind of past it, because what is he, like 35, 36 somewhere?
Yeah,
so I think he's past it.
He is, but yeah.
Probably, wow, he's like.
He's a veteran though, so I mean, in playoff situations, veterans do come out really good in most of the time. So I think it might have been worth a shot just to give him a chance. But
and he's only 32.
I don't know, man.
I just checked, he's only 32.
Yeah, well, that's not that bad. I don't know why.
I don't know why he didn't play. But yeah, like I said, I think the guys that stay, Giannis, Brook Lopez, Drew Holiday, Bobby, and Chris Middleton. I think other than that, everybody else is fair. George Hill needs to go. Grayson Allen definitely needs to go. Wesley Matthews, even though he did stink up the bed in this game, I still think he's decent, so maybe I keep him. But
he was the best defender for the Bucks over the series, even though he had a terrible game 7.
Yeah, so that's what I say. I'm not really sure about pulling the trigger on him, but everybody else needs to go.
Yeah, this game wasn't even close. Yeah. It wasn't even close when you shoot 4 threes out of 33, 12% shoot. 12.
That's
I've drunk
disgusting.
beer with higher percentages than that.
No, that's hilarious. But I feel like we've been slating the Bucks a lot and not really tipping our hats to the Celtics. So I just kind of run over what they did really well. Like I said, Grant Williams was the star of this game, and you really had a different role player show up in almost each one of the games. Obviously, you had Jason Tatum go toe for toe with Giannis in Game 6 to force this Game 7 in the first place, and he only finished with 23 points, but he got into a lot of foul trouble, so he didn't really play that much, and that's when you needed role players to step up. And this instance, it was Grant Williams who stepped up with, like I said, 27 points, 7 threes, almost double the the 3-pointers the entire Bucks team made. You had the Al Horford game a couple games back, and yeah, like I said, it was just your role players came up when they needed the most, and that's really what makes some championship teams sometimes.
I actually feel that every single one of these starters here, like in this game, for Williams, Tatum, Horford, Smart, and Brown, I think each of them stood out at some point during the season and got them over the line in each of those games.
Yeah.
So the Celtics' depth is really good right now, and I think it's going to be tough for your Heat in the finals. It really is.
Yeah, well, we could do a little quick preview of the finals at the Eastern Conference Finals while we're here one time. So obviously it's been set in stone now. The Heat are going to play the Celtics, and if I'm being very honest, I'm very glad that we got the Celtics, because I would much rather play the Celtics over than the Bucks, because like I say, I think Giannis is the next coming as the second coming as Shaq, and there's almost no way to stop him. You have to get lucky, kind of like how the Celtics did tonight, where nobody's making their shot and just clog the paint and make it very difficult for him. That's the only way to stop him. And it's not really you doing much, it's by like allowing his shooters to just be bad on the day too. But yeah, I think we match up a lot better with them. Obviously Kyle Lowry is still a big question mark if he's gonna play Game 1, which is happening Tuesday, I believe. But even if he doesn't play, there's Gabe Vincent, who has been okay. Max Strus, who has lit it up the last 2 games. Obviously Jimmy Butler is superstar. PJ, who could guard everybody on the opposition team, and Bam down low, of course. So I think we match up a lot better to them than we would have with the Bucks.
Yeah, I can't wait to see Marcus Smart versus Kyle Lowry and see both of them fall down trying to take a charge.
No, there was a tweet I saw. There's a tweet I saw. I'll send it to you after. Where
I know exactly what you're talking about. That's why I brought it up. It's hilarious.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see that. But I agree with you though. I think Boston is a better matchup for the Heat.
Yeah.
And I think we also didn't talk about that Robert Williams. Williams didn't play in this game, and I'm not sure if he's going to be back for the Heat series, but I think this one will solely be down to which one of the stars really shows up, because you have Bam versus Marcus Smart, which is a huge defensive battle. If you're being real, you have the main offense being Tatum and Brown versus, I would say, Jimmy and Tyler Hero, and I mean
Tyler Hero is it?
Yeah, no, seriously, Tyler Hero.
I think stunk in the top one playoffs, dog.
What I have noticed about the Celtics in this series particularly is that when the lights shine bright, one will always come out. And I feel like that's how it is for the Heat, and I feel like Tyler Hero, even though he had a very subpar last series, I think he's gonna be much better in the final.
He's been having a subpar playoffs, to be honest.
No, I know, I think he's really gonna show out in the finals. So
I hope so.
But I really feel like this one will go to 7 as well, because I can't split. I think the Heat were top 5 in defense in the league, and I know Boston had the best defense. So you're looking at 2 of the best defenses in the league, and I wouldn't say best offenses, but they're very, very efficient offenses. So it's gonna be an excellent series. I think it's a worthy final, to be honest.
Yeah, I think the determining factor is gonna be which team has the 3rd best player, because obviously Jason Tatum and Jimmy gonna be going back and forth as to who's gonna be the best player in the series. Jimmy might come out and have a great game 1, Tatum might have a subpar game 1, and Jimmy's the best player in the series, but then he come game 4 and Jason Tatum has a great game 4, and everybody's saying, Jason Tatum is the best guy in the series. So those guys will be battling for 1 and 2 as who's gonna be the best player in the series, but it all comes down to which team is gonna have number 3. Is it going to be Bam? Is it going to be Tyler Hero? Is it going to be Strus? Is it going to be Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, Al Horford? Whichever team has the 3rd best player is the one who I believe going to win the series.
Yeah, that's a very good way of looking at it. I could totally agree with you on that. I have, if I had to pick, I would probably say the Heat right now.
Yes, sir.
But I mean, as we go along, I have literally had to change my pick in nearly every series bar one. So I think it's gonna be an excellent series, worthy. If you lose Embiid, KD and Giannis along the way, and you end up in the final, definitely worthy, 100%.
Yeah, but yeah. So real quick prediction before I wrap it up here. I'm gonna say Heat in 6 or Heat in 5.
Ooh, it's 6.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay, I will say Heat in 7.
Alright, we want the Heat on this side, brother. So I
Yeah.
know what that means. Heat gonna pull it out. But yes, guys. So we have the Mavericks and the Suns game coming up, which at the time recording didn't start yet, but we're gonna have that covered up for you, and that's gonna be coming up right now. Boom.